Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. All about nutrition from your favorite dietitian. Everything you need to digest in your mind. Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. Making you healthier one bite at a time. With Tony. Woo.
Hello and welcome to the Tips with Tony podcast. I'm Tony Marinucci, your registered dietitian, helping you get healthy one bite at a time. If you made a New Year's resolution to take care of your health and happiness, I am so proud of you. If you went about improving your nutrition, starting to exercise more, changing your habits, chances are you're probably around this point after about 3 weeks, things are kind of starting to slow down. Old habits and behaviors are going to start to slip up. That is normal. So whether it's already happening to you, whether it happened to you, whether it's going to happen to you, listen to this. It's okay to slip up. Just don't give up. It's okay to slip up. Just don't give up. If you're truly trying to commit to a healthier lifestyle, giving up is not an option. You are going to falter. The sooner you get out of that all or nothing mindset and you constantly are focusing on balance, the closer you're going to be to your goal. Okay. In a previous episode, I shared many different ways for you to be successful in your goals and some strategies that I have that I provide with my clients and the reason why they're so successful. And one of the things that I shared was that they have a figure it out attitude. Having a figure it out attitude is so crucial. So part of what I wanted to share with you today is what having a figure it out attitude looks like. So that figure it out attitude is basically meaning that regardless of what happens, when you have slip ups, when you have stumbles, when you have barriers, you are going to work through it. Okay. So it's to know this. Know that things won't go as planned, okay? The road to success is never straight. And in life, you are going to get thrown curveball after curveball. Especially, I find that when my clients, when they decide they're truly going to make a lifestyle change and they're really going to go after it, so many things just get thrown in their way. And it's like the universe saying, are you sure? Are you sure this is what you really want? And you really have to stop falling for all the things, the temptations around you to go down that diet route, to do that juice cleanse, to exercise, doing 2-a-days. You got to just learn to ignore that stuff. That stuff's always going to be there, but that doesn't need to be what you implement for you. Okay. Know that in life, you are going to be thrown curveballs. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but unfortunately last Sunday, my boyfriend and I were in a car accident. And if I was in that diet mindset, I would have pushed off all of my goals and waited till, after all the craziness of getting the new car and dealing with insurance. And, we were a little bit banged up, so I wasn't really able to exercise. My old mindset would have milked that. Oh boy, would I have milked that for months, right? And then when I was feeling better again, I would have went hard, fast, stronger, whatever, and it would have just been back into that vicious cycle, right? But instead, I really just gave my body the break that it needed. I listened to my body. I still ate balanced. I don't, my eating habits didn't really change other than because of the busyness. We've been doing a lot more takeout, but I still eat healthy when I do takeout, which P.S. I'm going to totally do a future episode about that really soon, about how to order healthy takeout balanced and not super rigid, and also not the other way. But anyways, the point is that when you really are committed to making a lifestyle change, you'll learn how to navigate this winding path, right? Things are not perfect. Circumstances are not perfect. That is life. And so if you wait for perfect conditions to go after what you're trying to go after, you will be waiting the rest of your life. I promise you that. All right. The other thing you need to know when you're having a figure it out attitude is that old habits die hard. Think about it. If you are, say, 30 years old, for 30 years, you've been eating, and I'll give you until probably your toddler years. So say 25 plus years, you have been told so many mixed messages about the way that you eat. Should you eat this? Should you not eat that? You haven't really been listening or understanding, what foods fit best for you. Maybe, your whole teens, you were doing the restrict binge, right? Maybe maybe, later as you went, maybe when you went to grad school, you started really, the late night eating is what started. So think about it, an accumulation of all of the years of all these habits that really aren't serving you. And now you're expecting them to be done in a couple of weeks. It doesn't work that way. Okay. The other thing that you need to know, and I've talked about this before on other podcasts when I talk about self-sabotage, is that as humans, we will naturally always choose what feels familiar or safe, right? So when you start to create new habits, it's gonna feel uncomfortable. So our subconscious brain kind of wants to just pick up where it left off. It wants to go back to feeling comfortable. So it goes back to those old habits. And that's when those things start to, those old habits will start to creep back in. And it's at that point where you'll need to push past that discomfort to understand that you are really making sustainable change, okay? So it's normal that when the slip-ups, whether they're life being thrown at you or whether it's your subconscious coming through, that you are in charge and you are able to navigate and move through it in whatever feels best to you. And it might not feel the most comfortable, but you know that on the other side of that, discomfort is this new habit that you really have been striving to achieve, okay? The other thing you need to know is that to have a figure it out attitude is that you're not always going to feel motivated, okay? I promise you, motivation is not going to be the thing that gets you from A to B. It's going to come in and out, but it's momentum that we're looking for, right? So it's getting really, really good at achieving those small, attainable habits that's going to help motivate you to keep going, okay? So when you don't feel motivated and you feel like giving up, and the slip-ups start to come, it's remembering your why. Why did you start working towards this goal in the first place? Why is this important to you? And what's one thing you can do to bring yourself closer to achieving this goal? Even if it feels so far away, what's just the one thing that's going to move you a little bit closer? I tell you this, giving up isn't going to bring you any closer. That much I know for sure, okay? So the sooner you get back to doing what makes you feel good, the closer you'll be to achieving whatever it is that you want to. So instead of giving up, I want you to learn to be flexible. Make the best of all situations, especially when the circumstances aren't perfect. Use those imperfect circumstances as practice, as a way to learn how to navigate these unique situations, okay? Explore how to manage them when things are outside of your control. So like ordering out takeout, right? Social events, holidays, a crazy hectic schedule, things that you're thrown in the middle of the day that you need to go pick up X, Y, and Z. I hope you don't get into a car accident like, my boyfriend and I did, but like, that's an example of that when things, I can't control that. Like I could not control the accident. I tried my best. The car in front of me had stopped short. I put my foot on the brake. I was able to stop behind. I barely tapped the car in front of me. I'm not even kidding, guys. And then 5 seconds later, a pickup truck came behind us. It was so scary. But we thought we were in the clear. So I could only control me. I control my surroundings. I control the fact that I recognize, okay, people, this car is starting to slow down. I need to start slowing down. But it was raining. I couldn't control the fact that it was raining. Should I take, and this is another episode I think I need to do about taking responsibility. Do I take responsibility that maybe I should have been a little bit further back? Maybe I should have been driving a little bit slower. I don't know. The point is that I did what I could do in that situation. Getting hit was outside of my control, right? The fact that my car was totaled, outside of my control. All the things that came up with that when we were able to go to urgent care, outside of my control. Like going to urgent care in the middle of a work week, probably not the most ideal, but what's important? My health, my physical health. Like if God forbid there was something wrong, I need to know that I'm okay to serve and to be present and to be there for my clients, and for my life and for my family members and everything like that, right? So it's like really when you're in those situations that seem outside of your control, really focus on what's the priority. How can I get in charge? The word control, I hate that word so much. It feels so controlling. How can I be in charge of this situation to the best of my ability? What can I do to shift the outcome, maybe make it a little bit better, but not holding on to that outcome so tightly that I'll be disappointed if it doesn't go exactly as I hoped or planned, okay? That is a figure it out attitude. That is a figure it out mindset. Okay. You need to be patient. And when it comes to creating a sustainable nutrition, healthy lifestyle, fitness, wellness plan, whatever it is, you need to figure out what works best for you. You have to stop looking outward. You can look outward for ideas, inspiration, guidance, but ultimately what works for you is going to be the thing that works in the long run, okay? So like I said before, I'm going to say it again. One thing I know for sure is that if you have a slip up and you choose to give up, you will not get to your goals any faster. Okay, so remember, when you slip up, focus on why is this important to me? What is it that I'm trying to achieve? And what's one small thing that I can do that's going to bring me closer to that goal? Okay, restricting after a binge, not going to bring you closer. It's going to bring you further away. Okay, having an injury and you have to pause and from your workout and you try to go back into high intensity training right away before you're fully healed up, not going to bring you closer to your goal. Listening to your body and letting your body tell you when you're ready to go back to working out, that's what's going to help you. All right. So if you are looking for support and you want to make sure that your habits don't continue to slip up and get in the way of the progress of you reaching your goals, and you want to be a part of a like-minded community to help get you there, then I'm so excited because just this week, I opened up enrollment for my very first Breakup with Binging group coaching program. This is going to be amazing. We're going to have 15 people sign up and work together for 3 months to get them to change their mindset and really learn what it takes to build that foundation for sustainable results. So I'll tell you a little bit more about it, but definitely what I want you to do is go to www.tipswithtony.com/group-coaching. And that's where you're going to learn more about this. But just to give you a little bit of a rundown, if you really want to take your health and wellness to another level, and when I say another level, I don't mean it needs to be perfect and rigid, but just to this place where it's really going to be the thing that sets the tone for the rest of the year, and you really want to create sustainable change, you need to build that foundation, and you need to do it by doing this, okay? So I'm going to share with you a little bit about what's going to be within this group coaching program, okay? I'm going to teach you how to stop binging, manage emotional eating. I'm going to help you get back back in touch with your hunger cues, okay? I'm going to teach you how to curb cravings without going overboard. I'm really going to make sure that we spend a lot of time on your mindset and your relationship with food so you could develop a healthier relationship with food and no longer look at it as good or bad or as punishment or reward. We're going to build healthy habits to support your goals and really help you kind of to figure out how to create your own sustainable nutrition plan with some guidance through me as well. The most important thing we're really going to be working on is learning how to love your body at any size, okay? It's really, really important that we talk about body image stuff, because if we don't talk about that, then anything else is really mute. And the most important thing is you're going to have a tribe that's going to help you thrive. That's like the absolute biggest thing. So it's 8 one-hour Zoom calls. It's going to be held from February 1st through April 19th. The group calls, there will be 8 throughout that. In between, you'll have unlimited food tracking through this app that I use as my platform. You'll have unlimited Q&A via the group chat. There's also a free Facebook group that comes with it. And you actually get one 30-minute one-to-one coaching call that you can use at any point in the program. So in the beginning, if you want to do like a kind of like a jumpstart call, in the middle, if you kind of want to touch base to make sure you're kind of on the right path, or at the end when you're like, okay, I've learned everything, I want to make sure that I implement this and I know how I'm going to implement this on my own. So although it's a group coaching program for 3 months, for 12 weeks, 3 months, you will have that one-to-one call just to make sure you're kind of on the right path. I want to make sure that you are properly guided, okay? So click the link in my show notes, www.tipswithtony.com/group-coaching. to find out more about that. You can also text me 914-219-6446, 914-219-6446. There are only 15 slots, so you can sign up now between January 24th. If you're hearing this after January 24th, you can still contact me and I can put you on a future list. But for right now, you can sign up between now and January 24th. However, if the 15 slots have been taken up before then unfortunately you will be closed. But at that point, it wouldn't be available on my website, so you wouldn't be able to see it. I'm going to take it off once the 15 slots are filled. All right, if you have any questions, you can message me on Instagram or email me tipswithtony@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. As always, I'm Tony Marinucci, your registered dietitian, helping you get healthy one bite at a time.